Welcome back to the Brick Den and the third update for building Gotham. Now this update, my main focus is going to be to get onto the third level of the MOC, which is the final level, which is going to have the biggest structures that you'd maybe more traditionally associate with Gotham. Whether I can start any of those structures or not this update, you know, I'm hopefully going to be able to, but there is still quite a bit to get to that point, because this second level is not at the point where at the start of this update I could just put over the next level and start building. There is some more structures that I need to build up slightly so I can get to that point. Now I'm not going to need to fully detail the second level before I can start the third level. I'll come back and do that all at the end, because I need the integral parts to build the structures, and any parts that I left over then go into the details. It's just a bit more of an economical way to build them up.
Just before I start building, I thought I'd start this update off with taking a look at this pick a brick cup which I got. Now I haven't actually had a pick a brick cup in ages because I don't really live near a Lego store, but when I visit a city in the UK that does have one, I always try and go to the Lego store. Now in recent years, to be honest, what I've found at the pick a brick wall has been quite disappointing, but this time I was really lucky because it had loads of really great colours, and great colours which I can actually use in this MOC. Now you can see here some of the colours that I got were the dark green, the dark red and the dark blue, which I don't actually have that many of. I don't think I have any of the dark green 1x2s, so that's really going to open up some possibilities for buildings on the third level, and it does really astound me when I empty it all out and sort it like this, how much you can actually pack into a pick a brick cup. But without further ado, it's time to get back to building.
Right, so I want to do a really quick progress update now on the progress that I've made so far in this update. Now I would have liked to make quite a bit more progress, and what I mean by that is to actually get on to the next level of the MOC, because at the moment really all I've done is added more detail to this middle section. Now the reason I've done that is because I've just been thinking, really, once that layer is on and can't remove that to get better access, it's going to be difficult to add some of the details in certain areas, so I really needed to put that in now. Now this middle section still is not finished and will need a lot more detailing at the end, but I think I'm now at a point where all the areas that I won't be able to get access to later, or good access to easily build and add more details, is fully detailed, and the areas that I will be able to get access to, I can come back and do them at the end. So I'm now ready to start moving on to that up level. Now how far do I think I'll be able to get by the end of this update? Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll be able to start any of the structures on the upper level, but I do want to definitely get in the flooring, so I'm ready to start on that next update. Now because I've made less progress than I think I would have wanted to by this point in the third update of the MOC, the update series may go on for 5 updates, which is one more than I predicted, but I do think that's going to be fine because this is quite an ambitious project really for what I've done in the past. But without further ado, it's time to get back to building and seeing how much progress I can get done in this update.
So I have now reached the end section of this video, and as I mentioned, I'm a bit disappointed with the progress I've been able to make. I would have liked to have been able to actually start building some of the structures on the upper level, but at least I have been able to put in place the flooring now, so that means next update I'll be able to properly start working on that next level. But going into actually what I've done this update, so this flooring here, I've tried to make it so it's not just a plain rectangle, and by doing that I've added, for instance, these grill pieces, which I think had a really nice effect. Both looking down, you can see down into second level, but then looking up it allows light to filter through, and I think that's going to look really nice with some different camera angles. I've also added some holes in the flooring as well, just to add some different bridge areas and just make the MOC feel a little bit more dynamic and a little bit more interesting. Now, something I didn't mention earlier is this bridge section sticking out on the right hand side. Now, in my original plans, I wasn't going to have this bridge section there because actually it would get in the way of a camera angle that I'm planning on shooting. But once I built the MOC up to this point, I realised it really was necessary, or the MOC just wasn't consistent, because if it wasn't there, it didn't make much sense, because the water continues out on the right hand side, but then the road is just cut off where the structure ends. So I've decided to extend it with a little bit of a bridge, and that is fortunately still easy to remove with Technic pins, so it will still allow me to get the camera angle. I've also been adding the lights into this second level, and I think once I've got some different transparent pieces over them and change some of the colours of the light, it will look really, really nice and add an extra layer to the MOC. So that does bring this update to an end. I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe so you stay tuned for the next update, which should be coming out in 2 weeks as usual. But most of all, thank you so much for watching.